Get that going. I want to thank you, those that have joined us right at noon. We love you. We love we love starting on time. As we're waiting for a few more to get to join us, I do want to talk about SCORE real quick and then introduce one of our partners here today. That they're here to share two great programs for potentially for all of you today. So SCORE offers generally training. This is a little bit more of an educational bent versus business training. It's a little different, but I'm hoping you'll find it useful for you. I do encourage you to check out the SCORE website to find a list of the events coming up. We have a lot of great events coming up in this new year. And the most important thing that SCORE does is the mentoring, and mentors will be able to help assist you with any questions you might have on the programs they're talking about here today. But the mentoring is free, always, never a charge, and it is confidential. Our mentors are volunteers that have lots of different experiences and knowledge in business to share with you. They're here to help you succeed. We work with people that are all in all stages. We work with those that are, gee, I kind of think I might want to start a business, but I don't really know what to think about, to the people that are in the process of applying for that license and working on that business plan, to the folks that are already in business that maybe they're having they'd like some advice on some marketing, or perhaps they're trying to grow, or they're finally ready to hire employees. We're here to help guide you on those. Getting a mentor is very easy. You can get a mentor by putting a note in the chat today, or you can go to our websites, and I will post the different chapter websites in the chat here shortly for you to look at. While you're there, I encourage you to look through the library. There's lots of templates and tools and things that you can use. So the format today, the presentation portion is a little bit on the shorter side, and then most of it's going to be questions. So you can post questions as we go along into the Q&A tab, and we will also give you the opportunity to use the raised hand icon, and we'll review that when we get to that portion. So I am going to go ahead and turn it over to our presenters and let them introduce themselves and explain why we're here today. It's all yours.
Thank you so much, Teresa. Very grateful to be here working with SCORE this afternoon. Little snowy, but it's all good. So I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Grant Cohen. I'm one of the managing partners at CRA Economic Development. We're going to get into a little bit more about what we do and some of the impact that we've had specifically within Massachusetts within the last couple of years. But I do want to turn it over to my colleague and other managing partner at CRA, Mr. Joe Lawler.
That was my introduction right there. Yes, managing partner with Grant Cohen at CRA-ED. 10 years of IT consulting, IT strategy, selections, implementations. Many of those years working with Grant, and then transitioned into 5 years economic development, working in the city of Boston and other states, which I'm sure Grant will get to right now. Back to you.
So as Joe alluded to a little bit, the expertise that Joe and I have is pretty unique. We actually came from the corporate IT and strategy consulting side, where we actually work a lot with large scale retail and restaurant organizations on a wide range of topics. A lot of it was technology focused, but we did do a lot with growth strategy, technology implementations, expense reduction. And we were able to, in 2019, we were able to bring a lot of our expertise to the Boston Main Streets Foundation to support small business programming through that organization. And our role with the foundation has really evolved from a pro bono advisor to a dedicated technical assistance team. We've really grown our impact in the last couple of years, working with the Department of Housing and Community Development on the Rapid Recovery Program. That was an incredible opportunity to work with dozens of communities around the state on helping small businesses and communities navigate out of the pandemic and find some stability. We've had a longstanding relationship with the Massachusetts Growth Capital Corporation, a wonderful, wonderful partner. They do some incredible work, lots of great programming and funding opportunities, and a part of our presentation today is actually going to focus on that. But we've had, again, the very distinct opportunity to work with many premier economic development groups within Massachusetts, and we've since had an opportunity to expand some of our impact actually outside of the state. Lots of different partners that we call upon and activate in different ways, from Lightspeed to Boulevard, which is a salon, barbershop, and spa point of sale, to Comcast Business Toast and Fisherman, which is a website development firm. So that's the background on CRA Economic Development and myself and Joe. And now we'll kind of get into the specific opportunities that are available to business owners right now that we can help with. So the first program is called the MGCC Grant Activation Project, and this is actually co-sponsored with the Boston Main Streets Foundation. That's, again, the partner that we work through quite a bit on a lot of our initiatives. The specific opportunity is actually divided into two what we call micro grant programs. We'll kind of start with the first one on the left, which is the Empower Digital. This is an active grant program that has about $3.8 million. I want to say a little bit less now in total funding allocation, that provides awards up to $5,000 for digital transformation initiatives on a per business basis. So approved uses of funds could be digital marketing strategists, social media strategists, being able to update or design a new website, being able to use some funding for photography, for videography, for maybe some content development. It's a wonderful, wonderful program. This is a single award initiative, so there is no match component to it. There is no crowdfunding component to it. Essentially, this is a pure application. We're going to get into the eligibility of what both of these programs want to see on the next slide, but this is, like I said, a pure single award opportunity that allows $5,000 in use toward digital marketing, digital capability development. So that's the Empower Digital. The Biz-M-Power program is quite a different initiative, targeted specifically for capital improvement projects within the physical establishment. So this could be purchasing or leasing new equipment. This could be signage design and development. This could be improving the space through construction or renovation. There's $7.5 million in total program funding for this. I want to say a little bit less now that they've actually used some of this already. And it provides businesses between $5,000 and $40,000 awards. This is a little bit more involved, so I do want to spend just a few more moments talking about this. This is a crowdfunding program. So the way Biz-M-Power and MGCC have structured this program in its current state is that if a business raises at least $5,000, they will receive a match 1-to-1 up to their total program or their total funding goal. So let's say I'm a business and I want to secure $10,000 worth of new equipment. I need some new fridges and a new freezer and some new mixers, right? And the combination of all of those items together equals right around 10 grand. I would set up a crowdfunding campaign with Patronicity. That's the partner that Biz-M-Power and MGCC uses. I would set up a crowdfunding campaign for $5,000. If I'm successful in raising the $5,000, I would receive a $5,000 award from MGCC to make that $10,000 total item list a possibility. They can go all the way up to $20,000, receiving a $20,000 match from the state. Unfortunately, if you raise below $5,000, you're not eligible for a match. So this is how the program is constructed in its current form. I'm not sure if there will be updates moving forward, but this is a great way to secure new equipment, renovate your space. I would say those are the two most popular kind of uses of funds that we've seen with the, purchasing new equipment and then that space construction. And then on the Empower Digital side, it would be probably social media marketing, content development, and then maybe website development as that close second. So these are the two programs that we are able to assist businesses with through the Boston Main Streets Foundation. The Boston Main Streets Foundation is what's referred to as a SBTA sponsor. And we are, again, partnered with the Boston Main Streets Foundation to deliver technical assistance. So that's how we come in and that's how we can help. In terms of eligibility, pretty broad strokes here, but I just wanted to give everyone a sense of what's expected. And again, this is eligibility in its current form. They do update this from time to time. I'm not sure if there will be changes, more changes into 2023, but currently it's a business operating in Massachusetts with a brick and mortar establishment between 1 and 20 full-time employees is the business owner's primary source of income. This is a key one, right? You can't be part-time in the business. You can't be doing something else. You need to be a full-time, fully dedicated full-time, commitment to that operation. Has an annual revenue not exceeding $2.5 million. Has legally been in business for at least 3 months. Not a home-based business, not a franchise location. Unfortunately, cannabis businesses are also not able to be supported through those two funding opportunities. But pretty straightforward here. Again, I do want to emphasize this is the eligibility in its current form. This may change, but right now, if you hit all of these different metrics, you should be good to go. Where our team comes in is that we are able to provide application development, application support at no cost. We are taken care of by the Boston Main Streets Foundation entirely. So everything that we do with a business, from meeting with the initial business to understand how they want to use the funds, to introductions to vendors, let's say on the Empower Digital side, they need to know who a good website developer might be, who a good social media strategist might be, to actually building the application and ensuring it's submitted successfully. We do all of that. So however much time it takes, we'll get it done. We also have the ability to provide a little bit of business coaching. And I know that that's something that SCORE does, so we'll probably stay away from that. But for the businesses that we have been working with, with the foundation, as needed, where needed, we do help them in certain capacities. But that's obviously the strong suit of SCORE. So for us, in terms of how we can work with you all in this capacity, it would just be the application development and the application submission. So moving into the second program that we have to talk about. So again, the first is the MGCC grant activation, Empower Digital, Biz-M-Power, submitting those applications. The second is the Citizens Boston Main Streets Foundation Technology Initiative. And the program has actually been running since 2019. We have been really the founding partner, if you will, alongside the foundation in building this and piloting this and expanding this. We have done everything from authoring grants to expand to, of course, managing the program, managing the stakeholders, all of the reporting around this program. We see this as one of the best models of technical assistance that there is. I think we're, of course, a little biased on that, but we've seen the results of how technology can really influence a business. Again, kind of bringing in our background as technology strategists and understanding that a program like this, using the best types of technology, can really enable a business to achieve meaningful sustainability and growth. So what this program starts with is providing a business a new point of sale. This could be all hardware items. So if you're a restaurant business, kitchen systems, customer-facing displays. If you're a retail establishment, it might just be like a front-facing kiosk, a cash drawer, a receipt printer. So that's how we define hardware. The program pays for 1 full year of point-of-sale subscription fees, including any add-ons that are needed. An add-on could be loyalty, could be accounting, could be analytics. So it's 100% of the hardware needs, and 1 full year of point of sale subscription fees are paid for on behalf of the business. Through this program, there's also a very big focus on operational cost reduction. And we define this in 2 ways. The first way we define it is through processing rates. So we want to be able to take a business that's doing 5% processing and bring them to 3.5 or 3% processing. It's a savings today, it's a savings tomorrow, it's a savings in a year. And the more you're able to kind of save on that specific line item, we've been able to see businesses reinvest that back into employee retention, marketing, purchasing new equipment, right? Things that actually move the business forward, and you're not just paying a credit card company for just the luxury of swiping a card. So that's a big value, and that's something that's a very big focus of this program. The second way we define operational cost reduction is through working with one of our partners, Comcast Business, to do a rate review. So we actually work with them. This is, of course, with full business permission, to look over their bill and to try to understand where we can find efficiencies. Can we add a year to their bundle and add something else, and that will actually bring the bill down maybe 20%. A few kind of quick wins that we've been able to find is actually just activating auto pay and eco bill, and the combination of doing those 2 things actually saves a business $10 a month or $120 a year. Most businesses that we work with, I want to say about 80% don't have that, so that's just a very quick way of getting $120 back to your bottom line. But we've been able to find, again, a lot more value just with either extending the contracts in a meaningful way, or actually maybe reducing speeds because they don't need certain things, or actually removing entire line items, like you don't need a phone, maybe you don't need TV or something like that. So that's where we come in. We do all the due diligence, and we try to help the business in that way. Business coaching, again, I'm going to stay away from that because that's really the core competency of SCORE. The online ordering integration is very needed, was very needed, I think, during the pandemic, when a lot of businesses just didn't have the platform in place to be able to deliver an online ordering experience, whether you're a retail establishment, a restaurant, or a service business taking online bookings. But again, that's a focus of this program. So if a business doesn't have that in place, our technology partners have that capability, and we're able to deliver that to them. On the web design front, we have a couple of partners, and we can also do this in-house if needed, but we do have a couple of vendor partners that are able to build beautiful websites very quickly, like Fisherman. They're a Boston-based website development firm. They've worked probably on maybe half a dozen, maybe 8 businesses so far with us within the last year. All incredible results that are able to, again, link up to an online ordering element to be able to deliver just a renewed digital, kind of fresh digital experience that's searchable, that's SEO compatible. So these 5 pillars are the pillars of the program, the Citizens Boston Main Streets Foundation Technology Initiative. Citizens Bank is a current partner. They provided the funding. We're very thankful and grateful for their support. But again, just in summary, 100% of the hardware paid for, 1 full year of point of sale subscription fees paid for, opportunities to reduce your processing rate, opportunities to find efficiencies within your utility bill. If you have Comcast, if you don't, you can always do a comparison with whoever your current provider is. Business coaching, we do, but again, we're going to stay away from that for now. Online ordering, pretty straightforward on that. And then we do have a website kind of design development component to it as well. Very rapid program process that we're able to work through. I can tell you, and Joe knows us all too well because we've been doing this forever, it feels like. But this is, the 5 to 7 week process is not how this started. This is kind of where it's at now, because we've been able to hone this to a really effective template. I think when we first started, we were double, probably 10 to 14 weeks on being able to deliver the new technology from the time we got a business to the time we were able to actually implement and train and onboard. Now it's rapid. So again, everything that I listed on the prior slide, all of that can be delivered within 5 to 7 weeks if we do have business participation, assuming that there's no delays. COVID, of course, was a factor, right? Being able to schedule things in ways that kept everybody safe. But again, this is the process that we work on, and the reality is that the outreach phase, working through SCORE here, this is the outreach phase, right? I mean, there's a number of businesses on this call, and the hope is that at some point, you guys might show some interest, and that would effectively take care of that first week. Just a case study, Donnell Singleton, one of our favorites. We helped him with new point of sale. He did not have the ability to order, online at all. There was no component for that. So we were able to deliver a lot of this to him, and he's since really taken off, and certainly very grateful for his work, and we're very grateful to have worked with him. Just some program demographics. 70% of the participants that we've had are women, women-owned businesses. 85% identify as a minority. We support restaurant, really in any form, retail in pretty much any form, and service businesses, salons, barbershops, and spas. That's how we define service. And then we've done a lot in Boston, of course, through the foundation, and then we've since kind of piloted this in Virginia, and we may have some other states kind of moving into 2023 that could have some interest. The impact, very important to us, about $120,000 in expense reduction, 60% average reduction in credit card processing rates, which is tremendous, and $200,000 in what we refer to as new channel, so previously not in place, new channel online ordering sales. We've assisted about 60 businesses, 25 new websites designed from scratch, and the program has raised about $350,000 since its inception, and pretty much all of that funding has been from grant applications that Joe and I have authored. So we are very involved in the the business development side of it, through grant applications, being able to ensure that this program continues, and that we're finding new ways to help businesses in Boston. And these are just a couple of pictures of some different program participants that we've had. So summary and next steps. Again, MGCC grant activation, that's one program that we can help businesses with at no charge. The applications are open until June 2023. Biz-M-Power equals capital improvements, Empower Digital equals digital upgrades, digital enhancements. Citizens Boston Main Street's technology initiative open until we have 5 slots that are filled. We do believe that there's a very high chance of receiving more funding at some point this year to continue this program and continue to build it. We're now in our 3rd phase, so I guess this would be an extension on the 3rd phase. And at the moment, we're very focused on service businesses, but if there is a retail or restaurant establishment that has interest in this program, please let us know. We definitely feel like at some point this year that your interest can be realized in an implementation. And I'll just leave this up here, our contact information. Please reach out to us. I'm not sure if SCORE has a specific way that they would like businesses to reach out. We're happy to work through SCORE, whatever's easiest, whatever's the most effective. But again, thank you so much for your time today, and we're very appreciative. And I'll turn it back over to Teresa.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, just one thing to add. These services, our assistance to help you go through the grant process, is free. We've been paid by MGCC. We are absolutely here as a service to help you guys to facilitate the process. It's not a rigorous process, as Grant pointed out, a number of weeks, and we can have I'm seeing a number of the questions here, so I'm trying to nail them all at once. We can have your grant submitted. But yes, we're not going to invoice you. We are paid for, and we are at your service. So I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that.
Okay, great. Yeah, certainly if anyone has a question, you can post into the Q&A or chat. You can also do the raised hand. I'm going to assume that this one was already answered, but you can, and we'll allow you to speak. So I do have a couple people. I'm going to go ahead and allow Sabina. You should be able to unmute and ask your question.
Yes. Hi. I had a question. So great service, and I think I'm going to be utilizing everything that you offered. I am in dire need of needing a website, but I wanted to work with someone who is local and that I can meet face to face. I prefer it that way. And I was under the impression that for the MGCC digital grant, whoever you work with for the digital enhancement or whatever project you choose, they have to be approved as a vendor. Is that correct?
So that's a great question. So on the Empower Digital side, Sabina, the MGCC makes a list of I guess you could call them technical assistance partners, website development firms, marketing specialists available. But the reality is that you can work with whoever you want to work with. There's a few firms that we've been working with who deliver incredible results. They have a great kind of process-oriented approach. And for us, that's very important because we want to be able to help a business get the application out, but we also want to be able to get a business in contact with somebody who can deliver great results, right? So that's the criteria for us. But if you have an individual or if you have a firm that you, let's say, have worked with in the past and you enjoyed working with them, that firm is eligible for sure. And there's just some expectation of the deliverable from their side. And really the only thing that the vendor partner needs to create is called a digital development plan. And it's really just an outline of the services that they're going to be providing you, new website build, it's some description. We can help with a template on that if you do, have somebody. So that's totally in our wheelhouse. But in short, you can really work with whoever you want. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm not very fast at the whole lower hand or the hand stuff, but let's see, Shamel, I'm going to go ahead if you'd like to go ahead and speak.
Hi, great presentation and everything, fellas and ladies. I just have a quick question. I have a transportation business I'm going to be starting. Would you guys be able to assist in grants at all in terms of that?
Yeah, I'm happy to take some of the stuff, offline, just for if it's easier, but I probably would need to understand a little bit more about your operation, how long it's been around. Is it home-based? Do you have a physical office? Again, they are very clear with the eligibility guidelines that you need to be at least in business for 3 months, have a physical, establishment, an office of some sort, be able to produce. Right now, they're asking for 2021 tax returns. They were accepting 2020 and 2021, either or. So there is, a documentation component as well. Does that answer your question, Shamel?
Slightly. So basically, is it the main thing you have to be in business for 3 months? Because you said back to 2021.
Yeah, so there needs to be at least, the 2021, I guess that's kind of like an overlap there.
Right.
Yeah, the revenue needs, there needs to be at least, Yeah, I guess that would have been. How long has your business been around for?
Actually, it's like 1 month, to be honest.
1 month.
So,
Okay. Yeah, I think in that scenario, Chanel, unfortunately, I don't think you would be eligible at this stage. But the good news is that the program goes through June, and from my understanding, they will be continuing this program through 2023 into 2024. So the reality is that at some point you definitely will be able to take advantage of this program, but I would say probably give it until April, right?
okay.
Maybe get the 3 months, and then we absolutely can work with you to try to get that application submitted and yeah, help to navigate that process a little bit more.
All right, sounds great. Thank you for the time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. And then Louis, I think, had a question. I don't know if you still had a question. You can go ahead and ask your question now.
I'm a home-based business. I've been doing this for like 20 some years. I'm in the marketing phase. I sell a compliance product. It's a computer program to insurance companies.
Yep.
Except I only have one client, so I need the marketing aspect needs to be ramped up. So I don't know, is there anything, first of all, I work out of my home. At the physical location, I'm not going to do that because everything I can do is from my home. So that makes me not eligible, is that correct?
Yeah, so they define, it's an interesting question, Louis. They define I'll just give you examples of ineligible home-based businesses. So that would be home-based daycare providers, home-based carpenters, Airbnb rentals, Uber, Lyft, solo livery drivers, or barbers renting chairs. So those are the 5 that they define explicitly, that MGCC defines explicitly as ineligible. You're a is it, so you said you sell compliance software? Is that what it is?
Well, I'm selling the compliance details, which is the distillation of compliance requirements in all 50 states for insurance companies. It's a
Yep.
business arrangement.
Got it.
I'm in the process of looking for more clients. I only have one client at the present time. So is there anything that it doesn't sound like there's anything you can do for me? Is that correct? I'm not in Boston, I'm in Massachusetts, but I'm a disabled vet. Does that help? What helps?
Yeah, the veteran status 100% helps, and I want to say that, and you've been in business for some time. You said about 20 plus years.
Yeah, I have a website,
Yeah.
it's named lupen.net. I mean, it's marketconductauditor.com. It's on the website. I mean, I'm in the process of putting some new programs on there, but I just thought maybe instead of spending all my own money on this, maybe I could get some help from you guys. I don't know. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. We can confirm this more, but what I'm understanding of your business, I think that you would be eligible. You're not a daycare provider. You're not. So I mean, they explicitly list ineligible businesses. Now, I don't know if that's the full list, or if they are just saying you can't be a home-based business at all, but there's a gray area because you're using your office as your home. I think you obviously check all of the other boxes. You've been in business for some time. Veteran status is very important, right? They want to make sure that they're they're reaching all of the different demographics. So I think it definitely deserves a follow-up, Louis. Did you get a chance to take our information?
Well, I have, I wrote down, who is this, Jay Lawler at Cambridge Retail?
Yeah, that's Joe. That's perfect.
Yeah, so I put that address down, I can follow up with,
Yes.
to my.
Yeah, send him an email and we can get into it. That's no
Okay.
problem.
Thanks, Louis. And I'm going to say too, Louis, I would strongly encourage you to also talk to a SCORE mentor to help you come up with that work on your business or on your marketing plan, and different things like that. So I think between SCORE and these fellows, I think you should reach out to both. I think that you'd find both helpful. I do have a question posted in Q&A asking about a cleaning business. So it's a service business that's been 2 years, but it doesn't have a retail front. It's a home-based. Does that potentially qualify?
Yeah, it's probably similar to Lewis's example. The service business definitely kind of checks the box. Yeah,
So
go ahead.
So she should reach out to the contact information.
Yeah, reach out and we can, yeah, we're gonna, again, our goal is to try to get as many businesses into this program as possible. The funding is not an issue, it's just the eligibility. There's plenty of dollars to go around, but I would just say if you are interested, reach out to us and we're gonna do everything we can to try to help you guys.
Okay, I have Florence. You can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here today and to be able to ask my question. So I started my company last year. This would be first year of filing for tax. That is the only thing that I'm thinking that will affect me. So how does that work?
What type of business are you, Florence?
So I'm a home care business, non-medical home care, and also a therapist.
Non-medical home care, and is your home an office?
No, I have that we cannot have. I have to have an office.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yep. And okay, so you've been in business for a year, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you will need to file your 2022 business tax return. When do you expect to file that?
When I got all of my papers together, I was thinking maybe by February. So that wouldn't. One is due in January. So once I submitted that, I will have something to give.
Yeah, so I would say that that's exactly it. And this isn't an uncommon situation. There are some businesses that do have to wait until they submit tax returns, or they need to gather a certificate of good standing, right? So there are some.
I have that. I have certificate. Also
That's
known as
perfect.
certificate of good standing. I have that.
Yeah. So then it sounds like, Florence, it sounds like the only thing that we would need to do for you is just ensure that those that the taxes are submitted, and that I think that would be it. But I think you check the boxes. Yeah.
So my next question is, do I need to send an email to you guys to say I'm interested, or do
Correct.
what?
Yeah, if you could just, I think Joe put his contact information in the chat.
I have it here.
Yeah, if you could just send us an email.
So in that email, do you want me to kind of like itemize name of the company, when it was established? What do you need in that email?
Yeah, I'm going to put that
I would
right now, just for anyone interested in having that second conversation. Just basic information is going to be the name of the company, address, contact information, and the years of operation is a great way to start. And then we'll set up a phone call and go through all the eligibility information and see if it's a good fit to submit an application.
Okay.
I'm going to break those down right now.
Thank you very much. I really.
I don't think we have any other questions. Is there anyone else that would like to ask their question out loud or would like to post a question into the chat? Now's the time to do that. Otherwise, we'll do a quick summary there. So folks interested, Joe's putting information in the chat, what you can put into that email so that you can submit your question. And again, we're working together. SCORE we can also refer you to them, or whatever needs to, or if you need help getting things figured out to get things together for the grant, we can also assist with those things as well. So Sabina's got a question. Go ahead, Sabina.
Hi. So I had one last question regarding the assistance you provide. You mentioned that you guys work with a couple of different website designer firms in Boston.
Yeah.
And they have been good for the businesses, I'm assuming.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
And so is there a list that you have, or should I just email you to see who these firms are and what kind of services they provide, and also whether or not they would accept the grant?
No. I would say definitely email us, Sabina, and we want to make the process as easy on you as possible. So we actually can help set up meetings with these different organizations. It's simply an email for us, and we get priority bookings and stuff like an airline would, somebody with some with some status. So we're happy to do that for you. There's, I think, 2 firms right off the bat that I definitely would want you to talk to, and it would really be up to you to just think about, hey, like I can probably get a little bit more at this firm because they also do SEO. The other firm is purely a marketing website development firm. They don't do any marketing, social media engagement. So we're happy to do all of that for you. That's no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, and I see that the information that everyone needs has been put into chat. We got another question. Can this program be used in social media manager assistance?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great.
Up to again, if you're using the Empower Digital, that's the $5,000 award, you would get $5,000 worth of social media assistance from whatever firm you choose to go with. But that could provide multiple months of support for sure.
There's another question. Will it be free of charge or paid? I'm not sure what that one means. It is, yeah.
It's all, yep. No, it's a, and this is a question that we definitely want to really hammer home. Yes, like the services that we're providing are sponsored by the Boston Main Streets Foundation. That's our partner. So everything that we do with application development, introductions, any of that is free of charge. Our goal is just to expand the impact and help businesses like yourselves know what's out there. And on the technology initiative side, the hardware is paid for 100%, and then 1 full year of software. Just for clarification.
And just one more clarification, it's free. Grant and I's service is free because we've already been paid. It's not free, and we're going to upsell something later. It's not free, but there's a charge or fee or etc. It's free because we've been paid to do this task in partnership with the Boston Main Streets and with Massachusetts Growth Capital Corporation. So anyone that reaches out, they'll never receive an invoice from either of us. And we are happy to work with you for however long it takes to make sure this mission goes through.
Okay. Well, I think we've hit on everything. Certainly, if anyone thinks of any questions later, definitely reach out, take down their contact information. We also have that contact information. So if you come to SCORE, we can, or, send an email to SCORE, we can also point you towards them to ask your questions. Thanks guys for presenting this opportunity for business owners in the area. This is a very exciting opportunity. And I hope you all have a great weekend.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Teresa. Again, very, very grateful to present to all you. And again, please reach out to us with any questions on what we talked about today.
Right. Bye.
Hey, guys.